Today, on episode 33 of the Reaper Paranormal Show, Orbs. Why do people think they're always real? Stay tuned. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. I am your host, Rory, and as you can see, I am by myself today. My co-host, Tom, is away, so you're stuck with me. And I figured, let's talk orbs. Orbs are one of those things that I wouldn't call taboo, but it's something in the paranormal community. There's a lot of debate even to this day. The paranormal ghosts as apparitions have been around for a million years, and orbs, since the invention of the camera, have become a big deal. And today I'm going to discuss that a little bit. Now, orbs, for most people, are little balls of light, and as the history has evolved around orbs, and digital age of cameras happened, more orbs appeared, and I don't think that's really a coincidence. You have orbs that move around slowly, orbs that move around fast, orbs that don't do anything. You have photos of orbs that there's a million orbs in a room. So you have to really think what that really is. And our paranormal team, we discuss orbs and we try to figure out what they really are if we encounter them. A lot of times there's reasonable explanations why orbs exist. And we'll go over a few things today. So, what are orbs to people? Most people believe orbs are spirits of loved ones. I've had people come up to me and show me pictures of orbs from all over the place. And they get all excited and then they go, "Oh, you see this? I found an orb, and I think it's my great uncle, and he's coming to visit me." And when I was newer to investigating, I would look at the photo and I would tell them, and I'm telling you guys, I am not an orb expert whatsoever. This is just my opinion of what I believe an orb actually is. So take it for what you will. And I would tell them, find out the atmosphere in which the picture was taken, what kind of camera was used, the lighting. A lot of that has an effect on potential orbs. And more often than not, just by looking at the picture, you can decipher, unfortunately, more often than not, it's dust. And, you can look online at orbs, and from my experience of talking to people, most real orbs are like balls of solid light. And what people show me is this little gray sphere when you can see through it, and the little lines through it, or even better yet, people will see a face in it. And when you see a face in an orb, there's not a face in the orb. And I'm gonna be honest, it's just the brain trying to make out something in your head, trying to figure out what it is. And that's called matrixing, where the brain tries to figure out what's going on and what the deal is. So, they come up to me and show me these pictures, and I tell them very nicely that my personal opinion, I don't think this is an orb. I think it's unfortunately dust. I tell them up front, I'm not an expert, so if you don't agree, have somebody who's more of an expert in that type of thing than me look at the picture. And they get all mad and they storm off. But it's like, people ask you questions. Sometimes you're not going to get the answer that you want, so you got to be prepared for that. And so a lot of people think the orbs are lost loved ones, lost souls, apparitions that haven't been able to fully manifest themselves because they don't have the energy. One thing that's really big that people need to be careful of when you're taking pictures, especially with digital cameras, is bugs. People don't realize that when you take a picture, and if you get a bug the right way, the light bounces off the bug, and you get a big flash on the bug itself. Or if you're taking a video, for instance, and there's a flash in the room, you can see a little ball of light. Well, it's just a bug flying around. So unfortunately, it's hard to decipher the difference between an orb and a bug. It's one of those things that some paranormal investigators will say, well, if it moves in a straight pattern or crazy pattern, it's this, it's that. I just look at my team. We usually take orbs as chances are it's going to be nothing. We do look into it, and we'll have somebody who is more knowledgeable about orbs than not myself look at it if we think we may have something. But you gotta be careful because bugs and digital cameras do not go good together, as well as dust. We did an investigation in a old building that was turned into a storage facility, and we got to get into the old part of it that wasn't active anymore, and a lot of paranormal activity, which I have a lot of great stories, and we'll probably get into that at some point in the future. But we took some pictures with our cameras and some video, and come to find out, one of the photos had thousands of little spheres in it, just little balls of light just sitting there, and they were all gray and discolored or whatever, and we knew right away they were just dust. Just by walking around, you're going to accumulate dust in the air, so that's something you got to be careful of. And yeah, orbs are one of those things where it's really tough to decipher. And if you get an orb photograph, don't assume it's a loved one. I'm not saying don't believe it is or don't hope it is, but don't take a picture of it and then bring it to an investigator and be like, this is my da da da, and expect them to say automatically, oh yeah, it is. 1 in a million, maybe, but just be prepared when somebody tells you that. And we had an investigation a couple of years ago, and we were in an abandoned house was being sold, and we were doing an investigation, and it was a quiet night. We weren't getting much of anything. Nothing was happening. And then one of my investigators, there's an attic, but you have to climb up this ladder into there's a square cut in the ceiling, and you just kind of hop up. It was weird, like a crawl space. And as my investigator was on the ladder, and she was looking around in the crawl space area to see what was up there, on the video later that I was shooting, I saw a little ball of light float into the camera, and it floated around. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's got to be a bug. And then it went toward my investigator and kind of disappeared into my investigator. And right when it happened, she said, "Ooh, it got real cold." All of a sudden, I'm really cold. And theoretically, when a spirit either attaches to you or something goes through you, you can get it cold for a moment because they're drawing in all the energy around them, which makes them cold. So, do I say that was a paranormal experience? Yes. Do I say that's an orb? Not necessarily. And you're probably thinking, what the hell's he talking about? Well, a paranormal experience just means something unexplained happened. It doesn't mean that paranormal experience or doesn't mean that it's a ghost, doesn't mean it's an apparition, doesn't mean it's a spirit. It just means something weird, unexplainable just happened. What that image of, was it a bug? I would say probably. 100% no. And we need to have that looked at. We just haven't had a chance with busy lives and COVID and all the stuff going on. But Yeah, we just don't take orbs as a definite and real thing. If someone shows us a picture of an orb as evidence and we're going to do an investigation, we're not going to go into that investigation and be like, all right, there are orbs here. We're going to find out why they're here. No, we're going to find out how that photo or video was taken to create the orb and see if there's a way we can reduplicate it and see what we can find out. So, but yeah, so I just want to do a quick video on orbs and do a little talk. I want to do this for a while. A lot of people have their own views on orbs, and I figured I'm doing a solo show today. Why the heck not do one on orbs? So, thank you guys for watching. If you're listening on the podcast, go to our Geek Perspective channel. We are doing some cool stuff over there. I just did a spicy chicken challenge, so check that out. I did the Death Nut 3 challenge. Check that out. That was rough. So yeah, so a lot of cool stuff's happening. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you guys want to comment out below on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Make sure you go to our website, www.podpage.com/The Reaper Paranormal Show. Comment there. If you go to Apple Podcasts, make sure you follow us. Give us a like. Tell us you like us. Tell us you hate us. Tell us something. Let us know what you think. If you guys have a topic you guys want us to discuss on the Paranormal Show, we're open to discussing anything. So let us know. All right. So on that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Everybody have a good evening.